I'm Pratik Patel, and this is Pathways Power Minute.
Let's get started. If you would just let us know what motivated you to join the Pathways Diversity Council and how it aligns with your values and what drives your passion for DEI.
When you think about DEI, for me at this point in my career, I'm 20 years in, it's about paying it forward. And I think this Pathway Diversity Council really enables that to take place because you're able to share your insights of what's worked for you, maybe what's been challenging on this DEI journey, but at the same time, getting insight from all different types of people that have been successful as well, because we're all trying to move the needle on diversity. And so paying it forward is really the main reason why I was interested in this. And I'm also looking at the insights from others to continue to advance our journey on DEI. I think we always use this analogy of moving the needle. And what that means to me is like, when you look at how difficult something is, and if you're just able to just take it a step forward, a small step forward, that still has a meaningful impact.
Absolutely. A wise person told me that small hinges move big doors. So that's, I guess, a piece of making the small steps that will turn into something much larger.
That's right.
Pratik, tell me about maybe some of the most impactful DEI initiatives that you've explored through your organization or personally.
Yeah, and I think I'll talk about it from really the last 6 years here at Mastercard, because what we've been trying to do is really trying to be intentional about areas that we don't have as much diverse spend in. And one of those areas that we've really been focused on is Black-owned spend. And from a Black-owned spend perspective, in my category, IT services, there isn't a lot of suppliers that we can really rely on to drive what we're trying to drive from an SOW perspective, which is very different than staffing. That could really become that impactful force multiplier, ultimately, in supporting our efforts around expanding our Black-owned spend.
What are maybe some of those downsides that you face when trying to implement DEI initiatives?
Yeah, I think one is going to be that the business is going to be a little hesitant. And the reason they're going to be hesitant is because of the fear of the unknown. And the fear of the unknown also has a component of where there may not have been quite the examples of DEI companies of showing the level of success that they have shown in other companies that lends itself to have confidence in our own company as well. And so we need to be able to give them the information that allows them to say yes and consistently say yes and not say no, because we don't want to give them an opportunity to say no. And that's the challenge. How do you convince the business around your DEI initiative so that they don't want to say no?
What do you see as the future for workforce diversity just moving forward?
We need to ensure that we are representing all classes, all races, all religions, and diversity is about being intentional about ensuring that we do that, because I truly believe diversity breeds diversity, which means that if you are a diverse company, let's say, then you're going to be intentional about also including diversity in your ecosystem.
The differently abled community, the neurodivergent community, they definitely need the opportunities as well. And it also brings up the important piece of equity with making sure the workforce that they come into is able to support them in the ways that they can be successful too.
Absolutely. And thank you for mentioning neurodiversity, because that is absolutely one of the key areas that I think has tremendous opportunities for us to grow and create opportunities for.
Absolutely. Pratik, is there any other pieces of information that you would leave us with?
Yeah, I think there's 3 things that I would share. So one is be intentional. We should do everything with an intentionality that's going to ultimately help move the needle. And so think about what are those barriers that are preventing us from doing that and be intentional about it. Number 2 is influence. You have to understand what is it that what you need to be able to do to drive the decision makers so it's hard for them to say no. And then I think number 3 is we need to also think about all areas of diversity. Whatever actions we take that can enable us to be a force multiplier in the impact that we make around diversity.
So intentionality, the second one being inclusive for all, and then influence. So 3 I's: intention, influence, and inclusion.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Pratik.
Thank you.